Hello, welcome back to another market review. Week commencing the 3rd of August 2025. Doing it on Monday. I had some stuff yesterday, so couldn't do the live, but here we are. Monday's been ranging anyway. Let's look at the news first of all for this week. You've got Monday, no news. Tuesday, we've got 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, we've got pretty much no news, or no big news. Is Thursday, we've got 8:30, and we also got 7 a.m. GBP. Friday, we've got no news for US dollar. So Thursday and Monday, well, Thursday and Tuesday, sorry. Thursday and Tuesday seem like the days to be trading. So if we look on the daily, let's start off with the 3-month. Just need to, because reason for that move will be shown. The 3-month went up into this inverted fair value gap. And then started moving lower. Potentially going to see further movement higher. We need to wait for this month. If it starts rejecting off of here and respecting this level, we may see this fair value gap reached. If it continues past the mean threshold of this candle, then we're going to continue lower. So on the weekly, what that depends on is, does price want to come lower into this order block or propulsion block? This becomes the order block. Respected it. Does this want to become the propulsion block? If it does, then we're going to want to see price move up into that fair value gap. That fair value gap would also mean price could end up reaching into that weekly fair value gap. That's the only fair value gap within that range, so that's why it's been ranging here. So it may want to look to take that out. That's why going up into there. We'll see if it wants to respect this though, because of that last wick. But on the daily candle, it's not reached the full gap. It hasn't filled the gap that created. It's only created sell side here at this point. So this point hasn't offered buy side. Now here we're seeing, does it want to respect this? That would be in line with the weekly propulsion block. It's the second order block. That would mean it will respect this fair value gap. This would then become an inverted fair value gap. Yeah, I don't think it has the potential to go all the way down there though, purely because it would want to keep above the mean threshold of this order block, well, propulsion block on the higher time frame. So once we reach here, if we start wicking up higher, we need to see, does it want to respect this? So on the Monday, potentially go down to there, wick up higher, or let's move the weekly. There we go. So if we see a move lower down to here by Tuesday, 10 a.m. start moving higher. Wednesday it will reach here, potentially range. Thursday it will break something, so if we're going higher, potentially breaking higher. But yeah, and then Friday will come down, so it won't create too much of a big range. I mean, last week euro just moved like 300 pips. That's the Trump effect, euro US trade deal. So I guess that's what gave it the reasoning, in quotation marks, to go that far lower for euro USD. I mean, this thing here, which is something I use, once it goes to the first standard deviation, comes to close to the middle. So this optimum trade entry comes to first standard deviation, comes to close to where the middle is, well, a PD array there, so this was the fair value gap. To then take it to the second standard deviation, it reached there, and now I guess it started going lower. Going lower to where? Well, it's done this move, so it potentially wants to come below it. That would mean, let me put this darker. Fibs. There we go. So if we look at the monthly order block to the high, this would be the same level on dollar up here. If it does go down there, it will be optimum trade entry. Once it reaches optimum trade entry, we could look for it to reach first standard deviation. That will be close to the 0.25 level. The original one's 1.5 standard deviation. We've got to allow for half a standard deviation, as it could go up into there. So that will mean that is taken. Once that's taken, it will need to come back into the middle. So if it's coming back into the middle, that would mean potentially coming back into this inverted fair value gap, or potentially just come in here, because this would technically be the order block then, which has been created. So we've got a couple of possibilities. But obviously it will take a while, or should be. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We're just waiting on, does it want to break the median threshold of this, or does it want to respect it and then continue lower into here? because it's been bullish for pretty much the entire year. Well, entire year so far. Does it want to provide a sell side opportunity? Coming down into here, even by September, October, final quarter start to go up potentially. So that's what we're looking at. So so here you would see, let's go on the daily. This is the order block on the weekly. Come up into there, potentially to start reversing. So yeah, into if we look at the weekly, that is really the only fair value gap. That's the same thing here. So we need to see, does it want to go down all the way up to there, because that would respect this order block over here. So yeah, that's what we're predicting on euro. It would allow for a accumulation, the original consolidation, accumulating sell orders, smart money reversal, and then distribute higher. That's what it's looking like to me. Now, if we go to pound dollar, started moving lower. A lot lower than euro dollar. Here we may see let's look at euro. So with this here, if price comes up into there and starts rejecting, that would likely be either this taken out or consequent encroachment. But ultimately, if it does come up there and start coming down, by today, then this fair value gap will be respected. But yeah, same scenario here. Let's look at the monthly. We have a fair value gap here that could potentially reach. Look at the 3 month. Look at the weekly. Might be a wick past this. That's what it looks like, or just respecting this consequent encroachment of this candle. So yeah, if we look at first standard deviation, getting close to the middle, deeper retracement, and then look to go to the second standard deviation, which is here. That will reach the first standard deviation of this one. On the monthly, this at the bottom, put this at the top here, below the 50%, first standard deviation, second standard deviation. So at this moment in time, that is the predictions. Pound dollar a bit weaker than euro dollar, but we'll have to see how things go. Yeah, everything doing 100 pip moves in a day now. It's a bit wild. So yeah, that's pound dollar, euro dollar. Let's look at a bit of ES and stuff. Yeah, so I guess now that euro dollar, pound dollar are moving lower, ES has the opportunity to move lower, potentially into this order block, into this fair value gap, or even to here, because this is a balanced price range. Left it, comes lower, but for this month it would have to remain above here. Second month we can allow for it to come here, but has to wick above higher than this order block. On the 3 month, yeah, that's pretty much what this, because this would be the order block that it has to respect if it's continuing higher. So yeah, you can see first standard deviation goes into the middle, and then we're looking for it to reach the second standard deviation now. That would pretty much make it close to 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. And then could potentially come back into the consequent encroachment of this wick. The start of next year to then continue higher. So that is my predictions. If they're all going to be similar. So here, and then reach higher, come low into there, and then come higher. If you want to do your own fibs, feel free. I don't really trade these, so that's why I'm not really putting them on. But yeah, into there, and then continuing higher until it reaches wherever it needs to reach on ES, and then starts coming back lower a bit. Bonds, because dollar's starting to move lower, no, higher, it would be better if we see bonds move lower, but they are moving in tandem. So it's a bit of a bit of a ropey one. But if bonds are going to go lower at some point, we'll potentially see it go maximum into consequent encroachment of that wick. So where would that be on the weekly? It could potentially come back down into the order block. Use this as an inverted fair value gap. To be fair, it hasn't broken that yet or wicked it. So yeah, we'll see. If it wants to do that first and then start to come lower, that's perfectly fine. But by the time this comes back lower into there, euro dollar and pound dollar kind of has to come up into, well, come lower into their respective levels. Yeah, pretty much the same on all of them. The 5-year has the potential to come lower, wick this low, fill this, and then continue higher. ZF, I guess the same thing, lower, and then continue higher. Yeah, that is my prediction for now. Let's just do a bit of oil. So oil is moving with Canadian dollar. That is opposite to dollar. So everything which is on US oil is pretty much opposite to the dollar. So let's get the dollar up. The monthly. They're moving in tandem at the moment. But you can see how price is moving into this fair value gap. I'm pretty sure it's on the 3-month, 6-month. Yeah, 6-month. Yeah, it's moving like that. If it wants to come lower, potentially into this wick, consequent encroachment, or this wick. Once it goes into the consequent encroachment of that wick, so you can see that would be there, filling this in, filling that void in. Once it fills the void in, or even down to there, we would want to start seeing US oil start moving higher. If that starts moving higher, we need to start seeing dollar move lower. So it's like dollar moves into this optimum trade entry for sales. US oil has moved into its optimum entry for buys. But yeah, this is all longer time frame charts, so we just have to just wait and see. But yeah, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed, and peace. Thank you for watching. If you want more, obviously subscribe and turn on notifications. And yeah, thank you. Peace out.